carefree attitude was probably drug-induced.
"Come on, man." He looked peeved. "I'm a Rastafarian."
A real one? That's something you don't see every day. Like a back to Africa Rastafarian?
"Just a regular one."
He grinned a white-toothed grin, breaking off another stem.
"None of that religious stuff, which you probably could have guessed, since I'm here too."
He had a point. A real religious Rastafarian would have been out of place here. But you said you were high.
High as a kite. It's like I'm in a 3D movie, but I can still think straight.
He offered me the stem, which almost looked like a dandelion.
If you lick the sap from the stem, stuff gets weird, unreal, like there's too much color, like a cartoon.
A cartoon? The sense that I was in a virtual world got stronger. I found an identical dandelion growing within arm's reach and picked it. Okay, so what do I do? Just squeeze out the sap?
You got it. Squeeze it into your hand and lick it up.
He frowned and took my stem.
But this isn't the same plant. Look, mine's different, he said, holding up both for me. See, they're different.
You sure about that? I couldn't tell them apart. They were definitely the same type of dandelion.
100%. Look, mine has kind of a yellow glow, and yours is red around the edges.
A look of realization spread over his face as he realized what he had said.
"Jah, didn't think I was that out of it."
He pulled up 2 blades of grass, brought them up to his eyes, and peered at them intently.
"Jah, this one's definitely glowing."
He poked me with one of the plants.
"It's light blue, and this one,"
he prompted, as though it should have been obvious to me,
"is purple."
"I really can't tell them apart," I said, deciding not to encourage him.
"But there is a difference."
His gaze was suddenly too intense for me.
"I can guarantee the sap from your dandelion would have no effect. No visuals, no altered state of mind."
That was a half-baked explanation if I'd ever heard one, although this hippie did kind of remind me of those shamans who pumped themselves full of substances. And they did manage to heal people sometimes, or so they say. Even though the conversation bordered on the absurd, the Rastafarian's carefree indifference snapped me out of my funk. It wasn't as though my life was over. One stage of my life, yes, but maybe not even an important one. I stood up abruptly, leaving my companion to examine his mysterious flower auras by himself. I probably should have thanked him, on second thought, but why bother? He wouldn't understand what for, and I didn't feel like explaining myself. So what was going on? Sure, I didn't know where I was. I mean, I had no idea how to even find my home planet from here, just like the hundreds of other people I'd seen so far. Sure, I'd been uprooted from my familiar surroundings, and sure, the life I was used to had been taken from me. Literally everything had been taken from me, other than my body. No, thoughts like that were nothing but a one-way ticket to depression. I had to force myself to change my perspective. Turning back to look at the Rastafarian, I felt a pang of envy, wishing I had his attitude, his blissful nonchalance. But no, I couldn't turn to drugs the way he could. I had to find my own path, my own positivity. So what did I actually lose? Anything important? My boring job? Did I really need it? The friends I never had? The apartment I hadn't left in years? My family? I'm just as alone as I ever was. Looking at it that way, it didn't seem like that bad of a situation. And what had I gained? Wasn't this the kind of world I had dreamed of living in? Hadn't I spent so much time immersed in video games, only leaving that world to work, sleep, and fuel my body? Yes, it was, and yes, I had. So why was I upset? Probably something to do with the fact that no one ever